All right, good morning everyone. Back for another video. Thanks for joining me. So we're back out here on Oneida. Yesterday when I went home, I was working through some of the video and some of the graph stuff that we did came to mind. So, I really, aside from the heat wave, I really think that these walleye are in a transition right now. So, that early May, they're on the spawning beds. They're looking for that temperature change. So they'll hang out there for a while. But I think right now what's happening is these fish are moving and they're looking for that deeper water. So what we learned from yesterday, all 6 fish that we caught were on those transitions, so that 15, maybe a little less, 12, I'm gonna say 12 to 15 foot drop off to 20 to 25, say. Right on those lines is where we caught fish. If we were in the 25 feet of water, we weren't catching them. And if we were up in the shallows, we weren't catching them. Now, that's not to say that there's gonna be fish in the shallows and fish in the deeper water all year, because I truly believe that not all the fish go up to spawn. Some they're gonna hang out in the deeper water. Some are gonna go up to spawn and they're gonna stay in the shallow water. It's just the matter of numbers. But for the most part, what we're gonna see is that transition. And I think we're in that period now where they're kind of moving and getting ready to get back into their feeding, normal feeding pattern, but in that deeper water. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go back up by those 2 islands. We're gonna set up on that first waypoint, probably maybe 300 yards back toward the deeper end, and kind of drift in and see what we can come up with. The other thing that was interesting was we weren't catching them. If we were casting off the boat 50 feet, 60 feet, we had to cast 100 to 120 to get those fish to bite. So seems like they're a little boat shy. Let's go, let's see what happens today. The conditions are going to be about the same. So we're still in this heat wave. The lake is dead flat, so could be a problem. Hopefully the wind will kick up. It's not forecasted to, but it's always windy up here. So I'm hoping for a little bit of wind to get this water moving a little bit. And no rain in the forecast, and it's probably going to be in the 80s by 11 o'clock. So we'll get in early. We'll see what kind of damage we can do, and we'll go from there. I'm going to get set up. I'll get the poles out. I'll get the Garmin fired up, and I'll get up into position, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Before I go, if you're watching, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. We've grown exponentially in the last 2 months, and we're reaching a lot of anglers, and we want to continue to do that. The more you guys watch and the more people that subscribe, the more it helps the channel and the more we get out to other anglers. So definitely consider hitting that subscribe if you found something interesting. Also, leave me comments, ask questions, whatever, if you have a question on something we're doing or a hookup, feel free to ask. Just drop it in the comments on one of the videos and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right, I'm gonna head up and get set up, and I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, couple casts in here and we're hooked up. So maybe our plan is going to work out here. Let's see what we got here first. Oh, that's a nice walleye. That's the best one we got yet. That's a real nice walleye. So same thing we did as yesterday. That 120 feet, that's definitely a keeper for sure. Definitely a keeper. All right, so we got one right off the bat. Get him back down, and we'll keep going. That blade bait. That's the 7th one we've gotten on that blade. So I want to stay off of those fish. So I'm going to kind of push us back a little bit. All right, right there. Yeah, he just picked it right up off bottom, and good fish. The other thing I noticed is there is a heck of an algae bloom out here. As I was coming out, it is as green as you can believe. I don't know if you'd even be able to troll if you wanted to today. You'd catch so much stuff on your lines. It just wouldn't, it probably wouldn't work out. That needs to calm down a little bit. You'll probably find some deep water where it's not as thick. But definitely, you know, that one trolling lane back there, I noticed it was pretty thick. All right, I just hooked up. It's like a little guy, but we are hooked nonetheless. I got him in the mouth and the side. We got him everywhere. So I'm on the back side of our original waypoint, and I'm casting opposite of what I was yesterday. As a little guy. Still counts though. All right, let's keep going here. So I worked my way up beyond the waypoint a little bit, and nothing. Caught one perch, no other walleye. That was only what you just saw is the second one. So we got that nice one pretty quick. So now what I'm doing is I'm up on top of the waypoint. The waypoint's out here, and I'm casting back at it instead of into it like we did yesterday. So we'll see if that makes a difference. We're still not, we're not sitting on it at all. You know, I'm staying that 120 feet off of the waypoint, and it seems to be working out. So far, so good. I mean, 2 walleye is better than 0 walleye. A little bit of a breeze kicked up, not enough to give us a drift, but what I have done is I started the electric motor, and I have it just keeping the nose of the boat flat, and we're just kind of cruising along perpendicular to the waypoint. And I can set the motor to circle the waypoint. I just haven't really done that that often, so I figured I would just stay perpendicular, and we'll take it in chunks. We'll just keep that distance and work our way back and forth, closer and further away, until we, I am marking some fish, but they're not stacked like they were yesterday. Yesterday, there were quite a few fish under, you know, out in front of us and under us. Today it seems like they're a little scattered, so I think we're gonna have to work a little harder today. I am curious to see if some of these fish moved out into some of this deeper water. So we'll fish the back end of this too. It drops off to about 25 feet on the back side of this. We drove right past that on our way in this morning and came up to like this 15 to, I don't know, it's kind of strange. It varies. It's 15 and 12, so it's a there's a lot of movement in depth in a small area. So I don't know if it's just terrain or I'm picking up weeds. I'm not sure, but so I'll call it 15. But I'm curious to see if some of these fish have moved out into this area up here. There's a basin, there's a trough there. Gets down to about 25, I guess, maybe 30 in the deepest spot. But if some of those fish are starting to collect out there, we'll certainly go look for them and try to get on them. All right, we just hooked up on something pretty good. We got a good whack out of it. Let's see what we got here. Oh, looks like I got him in the side. It's a little guy. Well, he's not too little, but oh yeah, he is. But still, he counts. He's about 12 inches, but he needs to grow. All right, well, we'll keep hitting it. That was the first action I'd had in a while. Casted this blade bait, tried a different color. We're up on the waypoint right now, and I'm casting back into it. Yeah, not a ton of action going on. We'll keep at it here. The wind is definitely starting to pick up a little bit, so I'm hoping we get a little bit more, like a 3 to 5 more miles an hour would be great. We'll get some water moving here, and that'll break that light pattern up underneath the water. It's real tough with walleye with calm water. So stay tuned, we'll see what happens here. All right, we got hooked up again. A better one. He's probably not a keeper, but he's probably oh, now you're hooked on the side. There you go. All right. So he's probably 13. I guess that was number 3. Same thing. Just casting out about 120 feet and getting bottom and bringing it in, bouncing it off the bottom. All right, we're hooked up on something here. I moved up quite a bit and kind of fished my way up into like 20 feet of water. Let's see what we got here. Oh, looks like it's another little walleye. Yep. All right, well, that's good. I mean, we're finding fish, so I can't complain. He's not quite a keeper. What? Good fish. So that sun went in a little bit, and it seemed to have made a difference. I caught a couple perch, and then that guy took a bite on it, and there's still no wind. It's pretty quiet as far as that goes. It's starting to heat up already, though. It's a little after 9. it's probably, I'm going to say 75, but with no wind, it feels well into the 80s with the humidity as high as it is. So we'll keep going though, you know, kind of like yesterday, until we can't take it anymore. We're going to be out here. So all right, I'm going to turn the camera off and I'm going to move us up just a little bit, and I'll catch you in a minute. All right, so I came up to the front of the boat to give you guys an idea of kind of how I'm going about what I'm doing. So I came up on a side scan, and what I found was there's fish from, I'm going to say maybe 4 o'clock up to 12 o'clock, okay? I backed myself back around, and I'm about, I'm going to say probably 70 to 80 feet off of where I marked those fish. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast from 4, 2, 1, 12, and then I'm going to go in between those casts, and I'm kind of going to dice it up like a pie, in a wedge form. What I want to do is cover that area where I mark those fish, but I don't want to be right on top of them. You know, like having the fish right here, it's not going to do you any good. They're just, you know, the weather the way it is, the water temperature, whatever, they'll get spooked. You'll never get a bite. So those fish are out along that line, along that plane of around 70 feet. So they probably aren't really, you know, startled by me being here. But then I'm going to cast out over 100 feet, and I'm going to get bottom, and then I'm just going to jig that blade bait. So it takes a little while to you know, get to use the blade bait properly. What you want to do is cast it out, get bottom, and then you want to set it. So you just pop it until you feel it flutter. If you don't feel it flutter, it either tangled around the line or you picked up some weeds, and you might as well reel it in. And then all you want to do is a nice cadence. Let it go back to the bottom, pop it up. Let it go back to the bottom, pop it up. And you can change it up. You know, you could bring it back more, let it go back to the bottom, or you could just snap it and it'll just pick up a little bit off the bottom. Today, you know, it's been a pretty smooth cadence. I'm not really jerking it hard, but I am getting it up off of the bottom. All right, we hooked up on something here, on a different color blade. So I figured I was in a little drought there, I'd switch it up. So I grabbed the other pole, and sure enough, 4 or 5 casts in, and we are hooked up. So I think we got this guy on the side, in the mouth. Oh yeah, we got him on the side and the mouth. Not a big one, but he's definitely a walleye. All right. Easy there, buddy. Well, I barely had him hooked in the mouth. Had him hooked in the side. So they're chasing it, and probably chasing it on the way down, and then when I'm bringing my pole up, it's catching them. Little guy, but he still counts nonetheless. So we'll get him back. So I'm going to show you where I am, just so you understand what we're doing. Still the same thing. So you can see, I hope, that the boat is right there, and we're coming off of a shallow. The main shallow is back there, but you see where it's light blue. There's about a 5-foot difference between that and the darker color blue. So I'm casting into that deeper water, and again, you know, mark fish with side scan, spin back around, stay off of them about 70 feet, and cast over them 100 and bring it back in from the deep end into the shallow end, and it seems to be working out pretty well. So we'll continue to do that. Hopefully we'll get a few more. I'm really happy that you guys can see we're under cloud cover because it's hot, but it would be smoking hot if the sun was out blazing on us. So it's about 9:30. We're gonna stay at it at least until 11. And if that cloud cover stays with us, we'll stay out as long as we can. So I'll check back with you later. I think for right now, we're gonna continue doing what we were doing. I'm gonna work this, you know, that 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, all the way to 3, and then 11, 10, 9. And we're just gonna keep doing that. Stay on fish, and hopefully put more in the boat. I think that equals what we had yesterday. I think that was number 6. Hope it is, because I hope I didn't miscount, but I'll find out when I go back to do the video. And so we need one more to better what we did yesterday, which is the goal. So stick with us, and I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, we moved up a little bit, and I just had one on and missed them. I just marked a bunch of fish right here. So let's give this little spot a shot. Same idea. We're in a little bit deeper water, so I'm wondering if these guys are starting to move to the deeper water with the temperatures the way they were. So, you know, surface temperature of the water today is 79, and the sun's not. Oh, there we go. Yep, that's a good one too. He whacked that. He hammered it. Yeah. Like I was saying, the surface temp is 79, and the sun is covered with the clouds. So we'd be 80, no doubt, without those clouds. And I'm so thankful they're there. This thing is a tank. Unless it's sideways, this thing's a tank. This could be the best fish we got yet. Yeah, we're gonna have to net this guy. This is gonna be the best one of the trip. We just had him too. There we go. Oh, that's a walleye. That's a beauty there. He's about, I'm gonna say he's close to 20, I bet. He crushed it on the way down, hit it, and just never let it go. He just hammered it. So, oh, I'm still stuck in the net with the line. All right. And we'll get a look at that guy in a minute. Definitely a keeper. Definitely the fish of the trip. He's a beauty. Let's get him back in there. There he goes. That was a beautiful walleye. That's what we're after right there. That never ever gets old. So blade bait, same thing. Just crushed it on the way down, and definitely a keeper for sure. I'm gonna say he was probably pushing 20. Now the interesting thing is we're a little bit deeper water than we've been fishing, so we're now off of the edge of that 15 foot. We're into that 20 foot, and maybe the big guns are starting to move down and find some cooler water in the depths. All right, on the blade again, here we go. We are in a nice mess of fish right now. Like, there are some beautiful marks on that screen. This one feels heavy too. I pulled up about maybe 50 yards from where we were, where we just caught that big one, and the screen is filled with large marks. Like, they're all around us. Let's see what we got here. I don't think he's quite as big as that other guy, but definitely a keeper. All right. Another nice Oneida walleye. These guys are coming around. Let's get him back in. There he goes. All right. There we go. All right, we're gonna go back into that same spot, right along here, about 60 feet out. In fact, they're as far as underneath the boat. There's probably 20, 30 marks on the screen. And of course, I can't tell, you know, what they are, but the way they're stacked up, they certainly look like walleye, and they're a little bit bigger, so they could be sheepies, but clearly we're catching walleye, so there's got to be some mixed in, and we'll take it. I think that's number 8, if I'm not mistaken. So when they're on these blades, these things are deadly. And again, you know, out in the heat, like this is getting 8. That's a fantastic day. I did throw a worm harness out there, a hammer rig, but they didn't seem to have any interest in it. So I went back to what we caught fish on yesterday early, and haven't touched that thing since then. And it's definitely, it's paid off. We're doing better than we could have expected for the conditions. Dead flat, no wind, super hot out. The only thing saving us are those clouds right there, or it would be torching hot out here. It's not terrible right now, but it's enough where I think I'm going to have to lose my my long sleeve here in a little while, because I'm starting to get a little warm. But yeah, just a real good turnout on the blades. All right, well, that's gonna just about do it for me. It looks like somebody hit the off switch, and these guys shut right down when they did. I haven't had a bump in probably 30 minutes or so. I moved out to some deeper water. I moved back in where we were earlier and caught those 2 nicer ones, and I'm not even seeing as many fish. They must be holding bottom. Conditions are about the same. We have the cloud cover, which is good, but the temperature is definitely it's definitely up there. We're definitely up in the 80s. So you know, all in all though, a great day. Not even a good day, a great day for the conditions that we had. Caught some really nice fish today. Got on them early. We picked up where we left off yesterday and kind of followed that pattern, and they were there. And you know, I've said this before in my other videos, finding the fish is the key. You're better off spending your time moving around with the side scan, find those fish, and then develop a pattern, find out what they want, and stay on top of them. I think we were able to do that pretty well today. Overall, I think we were around 10, 8 or 10, I'll say, because I'm not exactly sure. A couple perch mixed in, no bluegills, no sheepies, but a really good day. Quite a few shorts, but some really nice ones that we were able to put in the boat. And like I said, overall, it was just a great day. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope you guys will hit that like and subscribe button, because it really helps the channel grow, especially if you hit that subscribe button. It gets it out to more people, and that's what it's all about, you know, getting the message out to more people, get them out fishing, get them on fish, and hopefully they can put more fish in the boat. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'll see you guys on the water.